What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the New York Giants defense. And yeah, I could be pessimistic. I could tell you how much they suck, because they do. They sucked week one. It was one of the worst defensive performances I've ever seen. And before we even talk about this defense and how they can get better, and they can't get worse. We have to be realistic with ourselves as Giants fans. Listen, I'm as big of a Giant fan as anybody. I go into every Sunday believing. I already know I'm going to believe next week. I don't care that we just got our asses handed to us against the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to say, let's go. We could beat the Bills. Let's do this. Let's do that. If we do these things, we can win this football game, because I love my team. And in life, we want nothing more than to see people and things that we love do well. And we all hope and pray every Sunday for a win. We have to be realistic, though. This is a young defense. You look at this roster. What is it? 3 veterans? I mean, Alec Ogletree, Janoris Jenkins, right? Not many others. You know, they don't, Antoine Bethea, but they don't have, I mean, you look around, second-year rookies. That's mainly what this defense is made up of. And we have to realize it's going to take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. This defense should get better over the progression of the season. First week of the season, we got exposed. Second week, I hope it gets a little better, but we can't expect a finished product for at least half the season. And even then, probably not. But this defense, the good news is this defense should get better. They're young. They're learning as they go, just like life. When you learn, think about the job you do right now, right? How did you get good at it? Most people, when they first start their job, don't know what the hell they're doing. You go through training, but you don't really learn your job until you're actually at your desk or whatever you do as a profession, and you learn by making mistakes. And that's the first way how to improve this defense. You have to allow them, as fans, as the head coach, you have to allow them to make their mistakes, because that's the only way they're going to learn. Right? When you drive for the first time, you don't know what you're really doing. You learn as you go. Hopefully you don't get into a car accident, but you get more comfortable as you drive. And it's the same thing with this football team. We got to let Deandre Baker go out there and make mistakes. We have to let the Lorenzo go out there and make mistakes, because that's the only way they're going to get better. And we have to be patient as a fan base and allow that to happen. Like I said, I'm not expecting a finished product next week. Now, things that we could do, things that I saw that the Giants struggled with this defense. One, I think that they need to take a less aggressive approach, because the pass rush is not getting there. And when you're sending 6 guys and you're exposing this secondary to one-on-one coverage, this year, the way they looked yesterday, they're going to get completely killed. I think the Giants' best point of attack at this point, the way this defense is currently constructed, and it's all, relegated in terms of opponent. When you're going up against a team like the Dallas Cowboys, a team with a strong offense, a good offensive line, at this point, I think it's a bend but don't break approach. You have to give up 3. You're going to get killed over the top. I mean, we saw it time and time again, because the blitz is not getting home. You need to pick your spots, but they cannot blitz nearly as frequently, because these guys need as much help as they can get. Deandre Baker is going to get toasted one-on-one. Julian Love, whoever's out there, right? Antonio Hamilton, don't even get me started on Antonio Hamilton. But who's ever out there is going to get toasted. They're going to need help over the top, whether it be a linebacker, whether it be a safety. They're going to need help. They're not going to be able to man guys up one-on-one. They'll get killed. They'll get eaten alive the entire game. And expect quarterbacks to look at the film and do exactly what Dak Prescott did. So I think the Giants need to take a more conservative approach on defense. I don't think they're ready to be a team that attacks. And I hate saying that, because I like an attack defense. I think that's what makes a good defense. But they don't have the personnel yet. And when I say they don't have the personnel, that doesn't necessarily mean they don't have the talent. They have the talent, the potential players that could be really good. I think Dexter Lawrence is going to be a great pro. I think Lorenzo could be a great pro. I think Deandre Baker is going to be a great pro. But they're young, they're inexperienced, they're not great yet. And they need as much help as they can get. You don't want to crush these kids' confidence early on in their careers. And as fans, we have to recognize that as well. We have to let this defense go through their bumps. But I think they need to take a more conservative approach. Don't blitz as frequently as they did. Of course, you need to blitz. You need to get pressure on the quarterback. You need to find ways to be able to do that. But yesterday, they were blitzing, it seemed, almost every play. And on plays they weren't, they were playing zone coverage. And, they were getting killed that way, too. We're going to get killed no matter what at this point, because this defense is not good right now. It's just not. And it's going to be hard for this defense to create turnovers. It really is. But they're going to have to find ways to do it. And I think the defense will get better as the season goes along. But we have to allow them to learn as they go. Next week, Buffalo Bills, a little bit softer of an opponent in terms of the offensive side of the football. Josh Allen is a guy that you're going to have to mirror, right? Because he can run with the football. You have to have a spy on him. That's one thing that they're definitely going to have to concentrate on, whether that be Tay Davis, a linebacker with some speed, Ryan Conley, Conley showed some good things yesterday as well. They're going to need to spy Josh Allen. He does have a very strong arm. He's not incredibly accurate. So, I just don't want to see this team send 6 guys, every third player or so, and it just leaves the defense out to dry. This secondary just can't man up one-on-one. They just can't do it right now. They're young, they're inexperienced. And, yes, there are going to be times where they're going to have to do it, and if they miss, they miss. Like I said, you have to let them learn. You have to let them go, make their mistakes. You cannot pull guys because they screw up, because they're rookies. They're second-year players. And it sucks. It sucks watching this. But you know what? It's part of the maturation of a football team. In 2 or 3 years, you guys are going to look back and say, thank God the Giants let them do this. I mean, if you go back and you think about the New York Giants back when we drafted Eli, the offensive line was not a finished product. Eli Manning obviously was not a finished product. But how did Eli Manning get better? How did that offensive line get better? They got better as they got experience. The defense carried those teams early on. They never had a good offense. And, they ended up matching each other in 2007. That's why we won a Super Bowl, because the offensive line got better over time. And the same can be said for Eli Manning. Well, we need the same exact approach with Daniel Jones when he comes in and this defense. Patience, guys. Patience. It sucks to have to wait and go through this, but in 2 or 3 years, you will be happy that we did, because I think there will be sustained success. But we have to learn as we go. We have to continue to draft good, find guys that fit this system properly, and we have to continue to let them learn. Next year, I expect a few more veterans to be implemented into the defense with the cap space that will be provided to us. But at the end of the day, the young guys have to grow, and the only way they're going to grow is by making mistakes and being out there on the football field. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.